Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Game Vault podcast stream. I'm your host, Mark. We're back with the news hour for the second week of August 2025. Um, yeah, it's we're getting closer to video games and shit coming out season. I think Metal Gear Delta is coming out soon, and we're getting close. Madden came out recently, so that visually means the video games can be released. John Madden came down from his mountain and now is allowing video games to be released. So we are there, which means we'll probably be playing a lot more games, one-offs and stuff like that. Just testing games out and things. The I It's been a long day. If you've been watching live, this is the third time I've streamed today. So don't mind if my eyes are a little red too. But it's this light right here. But yeah, so I'll just get the house cleaning stuff off up front since it is that time of year. So streaming schedule, as I've decided going forward, it'll be Mondays. It'll still be the retro games. We're playing through Mega Man right now. Thursday will be Tom's stream. Right now we're doing Final Fantasy VI. Friday is going to be Friday Night Lights. We're playing through A Road to Glory on NCAA 26. Maybe we'll do a Dynasty thing at some point. I don't know. But for the foreseeable future, that's what Fridays will be. On Saturday and Sundays will just be all day, random hours of the day, long streams of whatever game I'm playing for you guys there. Hello, Goat. How you doing? Long time no see. Yeah, so right now that's Death Stranding 2. We should be able to finish Death Stranding 2 Saturday, I believe, with a long enough stream. We're right in the end game right now. But, yeah, we are, getting ready. I'm trying to think. I think what I'm going to do, the reason I'm bringing this up is because Saturday nights used to be RPGs. It was Trails. That's when we did our RPGs. I'm thinking of just making Saturday, Sunday, like just whatever game I want to be streaming at that time. So after we beat Death Stranding, that'll transition into Trails. We'll start doing Trails and finish up Trails. Then I have, I think it's Neo Fantasian from Night Duck. We'll start playing that. And Saturday, Sunday will be our big long streams, playing newer games, playing things like that. And then Friday will be the sports thing. And Monday will be the retro streams. And then if I add anything during the week, I might add. I haven't decided if I'm doing strictly for stream, or if I'm just going to record them for YouTube. Just doing like a quick We'll say it here. I'm going to come up with a better name, but sort of like the quick look system that Giant Bomb used for games. And we'll play a little bit of them, but I won't commit to playing a full thing of it on stream. But I just want to at least share my opinion on it. It might be something I'll be playing off stream, and I'll just bring you like an hour or so of it. But yeah, we'll get into that. I might even ask Tom to do a little video on Mario Kart World or, Bonanza, because he did get a Switch too. So, maybe we'll start filling the YouTube with a little bit of that stuff as well. So that's the plan going forward. I've decided not to be holding myself to a game only gets played one day a week. Only reason, I know it sounds hypocritical talking about Mondays, but Mondays is retro night. Like, that is Retro Roulette. Endurance runs for me. That's when we do the Retro Roulette Book Club game for Podcast Prime. So that's why Monday stays Monday. And then Tom does Thursdays because that's when he's available to do Thursdays. That's why those are set times. But I'm talking about the Saturday, the weekend stuff. Essentially, I just want to play whatever games I'm playing, whether it's 2, 3, 4 streams in that weekend. If I'm not doing anything. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to start blazing through some games and maybe getting some backlog and stuff like that. Doing it that way. So, yeah. So that's the housekeeping. Oh, one of the main reasons I want to do housekeeping. We are starting planning for Extra Life. It is our 10th year. So I'm hoping to do something special. And I don't mean like some big blad thing, but like we're going to try and get together for at least like try for, I was going to say 12 hours, like a, 10 to 10 stream. Um, just something within regular adult hours. I want to do something special with that. Just a celebration of doing this for 10 years. And then I'm going to do stuff all through the month of November, and we'll do special stuff throughout the month. I'll keep the donations up during that time, but we're doing a 10th anniversary show. We're just trying to figure out how to do it and when. Probably not Extra Life Day. That'll be my big stream. My 16 to 18 hour stream will be on Extra Life Day. And then we'll mix in with Roxy and all that for the rest of the time, and then we'll have the big in-person stream that I'm hoping that we'll be able to do. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be all over the Discord, all over this. I'll mention it on every stream once we get new information, but just be on the lookout. You'll get some Extra Life information soon, because we're about 2.5 months out, which is crazy. So moving on, what have I been playing? So we'll start out with Death Stranding 2, since it's fresh in my mind. We're basically at the end game. I had a moment, and I'll talk about it, trying to be as vague as possible with it. For the most part, Kojima's really, really strange and very, like hitting you over the head with analogies and narrative and stuff like that, to where it's goofy and fun and insane at times. But every so often, he gets like a moment like perfect. Like, I don't know if like that moment that he perfects is like the moment that drove him to do the rest of the shit. But there is this moment that we just did in Death Stranding that is almost perfect. And there's no goofiness, there's no silliness, there's no, I mean, the proper nouns in the game are kind of silly that they do use during the scene, but just get in that. But in terms of the writing, the emotion, the point it's making, what they're doing, I think they nailed this one scene. It's not like Oscar-worthy dialogue writing, but it gets the point across. The acting's real good. It's so well done, and he does that at least once in a game. And this is coming off the backs of a completely batshit crazy villain scene that occurs before it, and it's real good. Not good enough to beat Expedition 33 though, because that entire game is real good. But it's the one thing with Kojima that sometimes he does get it right, and he got it right in this scene. But yeah, so, and everything is basically holding true. Combats with BTs suck. I avoid it at all cost. I don't think I fought a BT in a long time, but just the mechanics of it suck. Killing people on bases or knocking them out is still fun. I just did it for the first time in a while, and it was awesome. And I think I'm going to start building roads and stuff off stream, so I might have like a whole road set up before you even see me again on Saturday, like whole system finished. But yeah, the game is almost coming to an end. It feels like it'll be in my top 3, but there are other games to come, and there's surprise games that do pop up that I do not expect. So check that out. The other game is NCAA 26. We playthrough start through a Road to Glory. I got a scholarship offer as a quarterback to go to Penn State, so we took that. The last thing we did was a quarterback battle, which I lost because there's mini games and stuff, and I'm not particularly great at the game. But yeah, it's been fun so far. We'll see. We'll see how we do going forward. But I'm hoping for more chat interaction and stuff like that as we go along. Um, yeah. So that that's that in terms of what we're doing streaming with it wise. Me personally, I'm in season 4. Yes, because I'm on my 4th team, and I've played one season, single season with each team. And again, yes, it's a lot. Um, I do just play the offense, so it's like half the game. So it's anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes a game, maybe, depending on I do accelerate a clock and stuff like that. So it's not terribly long. But yeah, yeah. The one thing that I recommend for anybody out there playing the game, sorry, Game Ball Cat's at my feet. I want to make sure I'm not kicking her. Um, I would recommend going into the settings and turning down the transfer out on your side, because currently I think it's like 55 or 60, and I'm like that when you're at any like college, like low level, like even 2-3 star college, like half your roster just leaves for reasons that you don't understand. Like some people were leaving for playing time, despite the fact that they were the starter for the entire season. Like it just started getting ridiculous. So I turned that down, and I would recommend that for people. I only turned it down to like 50. Like still, there like people on my team left, um, but I just didn't. I didn't care for the large numbers and the fact that there was nothing you could do to keep certain people, despite the fact that you met their goals that they wanted to be able to stay. Like I never argue with people that want to leave because they want to go to a better conference or a better school or anything like that. Um, but yeah, it was playing time, and I was just like, it's just weird. So we're there. We're currently the coach of the Tulane Green Wave. Um, I am excited. I may stick with this one for a while. I think the only way I jump is if I get a good Power 5 team that I feel comfortable with. Like I got a couple offers before Tulane. Like I got offered Virginia Tech and Minnesota, which I was like, oh, okay, these are like middle of the like I want a middle to low end Power 5 school and then try to build them into a power, like I did with North Carolina in the last game. So if I get one of those again, like someone in the middle, I'll jump there, or I could just make the Green Wave be dominant in the American Conference. But um, yeah, so Dynasty's still going well. I haven't had many of the bugs that people complain about in the game, which is good, I guess. Maybe I'm just lucky, but or maybe I'm not trying to do things the right way, and I'm letting the game play the way the game plays, and that's why it's not messing up on my end. So, yeah. And the only other thing I did was I mentioned this on the beginning of the Death Stranding streams today, or yes, it was today. I rehooked up my Mister because I had disconnected it prior to going to Toronto when I went to a family gathering to sort of show off any game they could name we could play on there. So I finally hooked it back up, and I just started playing some games. I played Automobili Lamborghini, which is our game club game for Podcast Prime. I'll give my full thoughts on that over there, but I did get a chance to play that. But then I just started messing around and playing, and for some reason I'm not a guy that would just jump in and try like regular games. Like for some reason I just started checking out all the weird sports games that are mostly awful. I played a good bit of hockey, like 6 or 7 different hockey games. Not all the way through, like maybe a period. And then I played a full game of Little League Baseball, which is basically just RBI baseball, but with Little League players, essentially. And that was fun. I didn't hit the home run. There's this cutscene that I always remember from that game, but I was not able to hit a home run to trigger it. So played through that. But the game I played through completely is a little like Mark's history of games backlog for like a weird thing, like kind of like Amagon. Amagon falls into this. I played a game called Capcom Gold Medal Challenge '92, which is essentially a Summer Olympics game for the NES. But they couldn't call it the Summer Olympics because they did not get the Olympic, you know, license or whatever. There was another Summer Olympics game like Barcelona '92 or something like that for the NES. But this one's better because it's closer to track and field. Even though track and field's Konami, it's closer than what the actual Summer Olympics game is. It's a really, really good game. The only thing is I got to remember how to swim. There's a breathing swimming mechanic that I'm not good at. I got good at the track and field things again. I almost broke the world record in the 400 because muscle memory came back on how to rest and when to rest, and so I did real well in that. The thing I love about that game is it has this weird like interlude where you do a marathon. You like set a guy to run a certain speed, and you're trying to keep your stamina up while still running fast. I've never been able to win it. You know, or should I say, when I have won it, it was because the computer fucked up, not because I did anything. So I always feel like I never won it. I just made decisions, and then they made worse decisions, and then I ended up winning. So, still trying to figure out the meta to that, but it is RNG in terms of what the other things choose. It's a pretty good game. If you know your Uncle Vim, or you already have games all downloaded, I would check it out. It's a Gold Medal Challenge '92. It's a pretty good game. Not as good as Track and Field, but it's close enough, and it's a nostalgia play for me. I think that was it. I don't think I checked out anything else there. I really just got stuck in Gold Medal '92. Took like an hour or more because they make you watch the marathon cutscenes, and they're like 2 to 3 minutes, and then the events. But yeah, so yeah, that is all I've been playing. I'm probably gonna play with the Mister a little bit more now that I got it rehooked back up. I gotta hook back up my Switch. It's anytime I disconnect something to take it somewhere, it takes me so long to get it back together, and hooked back up. Especially if it's not like the PlayStation or the Xbox with games that I play all the time, or the PC here. Not that I haven't unhooked this PC in a long time. Like those I hook up right away because I play them immediately. But yeah, so maybe we'll have some more retro games for me to talk about here. When I hook back up the Switch, I should really start playing the Final Fantasy, what's it called, Pixel remasters. I'm gonna tell Tom something on Thursday about the 6-pixel remaster, which I found out. That makes me kind of upset that he didn't choose the pixel remaster for his stream. But yeah, so let's move on to the news. Speaking of Nintendo, we have they did an Indie World showcase to just show off some games. There was no Silksong. I'm starting to think Silksong's going to be exclusive to Xbox, is my guess. But yeah, so the first kickoff is Mina the Hollower, which is a game I am really excited about. Put a demo on Switch and Switch 2. I'm going to check that out. I didn't get a chance to since I've seen this. So we'll probably talk about this next week. But Mina Hollower, it's like a Zelda-like. So very up my alley. Next up is Well Dweller. It's what was this again? This was the yeah, this was the weird one. Like some of these just kind of went through my head, but If you know Crypt's Custodian, that this is the same dev there. Neverway is a game I've heard about and seen bits and pieces of, but the pixel art is pretty amazing in this game. So I will probably I'll probably check this out at some point, but I would recommend going and check this out if you're into pixel art games and stuff like that. It's really, really well done and looks good. Herdling makes its release for August 21st. It's basically the team behind Firewatch and all that, so you know what you're getting into there. And you can pre-order if you would like. Is This Seat Taken? Is a puzzler that came out at the day of the indie showcase. It's a puzzle game, so you're basically solving a thing by trying to figure out where to sit people. I'm assuming that's what I got out of it, but it's cute, and I've seen some people streaming it already. So Little Kitty Big City is coming to Switch, and there's going to be new characters and a creative mode. So you get to sort of options to make the kitty your own with new fur patterns, eyes, eye color, and stuff like that. So check that out. That'll be coming out later this year. Content warning jumps from PC to Switch and Switch 2. This is like a party game sort of thing. They say a co-op centered horror game. It made the rounds on streaming and stuff like that. It's a very fun game if you can get 4 people to play it together. And then my possible top 5 game here, coming next up on this list, Ball X Pit. It's coming to Switch and Switch 2 sometime this fall. Switch is October 15th. Switch 2 is sometime this fall. I may end up getting this on PC, but it's a perfect game for Switch from what I played. Absolutely loved it. It's like a mixture of Vampire Survivor and like a deck builder sort of, I don't know, where you sort of, I guess Vampire Survivor is the best example I could give. But yeah, it was really, really fun when I played it. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon is coming to Switch and Switch 2. It's the Ultimate Chicken Horse follow-up. So if you guys played that game, they're providing more antics for playing with your friends. So that'll come out later this year. Glaciered is an action RPG. I didn't know. I knew they had said RPG. I didn't know if they classified it as action. You go 65 million years in the future, and you're basically a protector of this underwater civilization. And the games that just got quick mentions, we had Winter Burrow, Undusted, Letters from the Past, Tiny Bookshop, Caves of Quid, Strange Antiquities, Opus Prism Prime, Go-Go Town, and UFO 50, which if you haven't played UFO 50, play it. It's one of the most unique games of the past couple years. On top of the last Direct that didn't have any Metroid Prime 4 mentions, this not having Silk Song, also another disappointment there. So, moving on. Next up, a fun thing for me and us older gamers, Bethesda resurrect the classics Heretic and Hexen with improved performance for modern platforms. So in this new collection, you get Heretic, Shadows of the Serpent Raiders, which I played the shit out of as a kid. Hexen Beyond Heretic, Hexen Death King of the Dark Sentinel, and then 2 new episodes, Heretic Faith Renewed, and Hexen Vestiges of Grandeur. So basically, these were Doom likes, essentially. They were basically the games between Doom and Quake um, in that time period, if I remember correctly. Um, I played Heretic so much because it was one of the. We bought Heretic after sharewaring Doom and Doom 2. And we're like, oh, this is the next one from that's supposed to be like those games. Let's go out and buy it. And then because it's one of the only games you have on PC when you get your first PC and it works on yours, I was able to play so much of it. I cannot wait. I don't know if I'll get this day one, but I will be picking this up at some point, and maybe we'll do a quick look on it. Um, so yes, Heretic and Hexen up next here. Um, this is for Roxy Foxy. There is a new map for Phasmophobia. Nell's Diner is described as a rundown retro restaurant complete with a classic diner counter, comfy booths, and a kitchen preparing some less than savory encounters. Apparently, every meal at Neil's is an unhappy meal. It is the 14th map. It is a small venue. It is akin to the houses. It'll be coming out on August 12th, so it'll be coming out on Tuesday for you Phasmophobia fans down there. So the quote from Daniel Knight, the lead developer on Phasmophobia: Nell's Diner, alongside the Farmhouse Reworks, are all central to our efforts in amplifying the horror in Phasmophobia, and I can't wait for our community to experience it for themselves. Our incredible art team have worked tirelessly on the upcoming content, and the diner map is particularly one of the most unique maps we have added yet. We don't want to spoil anything, but just know there are plenty of surprises to look forward to. So, it follows a similar reworking of Bleasdale Farmhouse earlier this year, and then the release of Point Hope Lighthouse map this time last year. So there you go, Jen. I talked about Phasmophobia. Next up, Kojima. His PlayStation exclusive Fizznet is still coming, as is OD on Xbox. It did not get cut with the layoffs, but right now it's still in the contextual stage. So this is his sort of Metal Gear-esque, stealth, whatever his thing he came up with for Metal Gear. So this is... I'm glad to hear both games are still on. Yamato Transport and Death Stranding 2 apparently might be some kind of callback to something. I don't know. I'm looking at this photo here. Sorry, I got distracted. Kojima said, I am also starting to work with the team on OD because that's a new project, and also doing Fizznet all by myself because that's at the conceptual stage. So I'm doing that. And also, I have all these interviews every day, and also promotional, photo shooting, things like that, so I don't feel like I've finished Death Stranding 2, to be frank. And Kojima also commented on the topic of players skipping cutscenes, talking specifically about the first Death Stranding game. The director said that cutscenes are part of the game, so he shortened them through the sequel to encourage players to sit through them rather than hit skip. So he knows you're skipping those cutscenes. And so, yeah, nice Kojima update for the two games. Going back to our chat here. Ooh, I didn't put the back on thing so you can see what he said. Goat says, I can't wait to see Roxy get jump scared. And I am excited for that as well. I'm glad... I will say this, going back to the Phasmophobia thing, I am glad they're updating it and improving on the game. I only kind of give her shit on it, just because it kind of became a bit, and I will never let a bit die. But I am glad they are improving it, and from what I've seen watching when people play it, it has improved from what I played, but it's still not my cup of tea. And that's fine. Next up, story-wise, Fortnite has leaked you can have pet-like companions. including I only copied this for the next part of the headline. It's the only reason I pulled it, including a selection of dogs, obviously, and a skateboarding turtle. I want the skateboarding turtle. I will buy merchandise with the skateboarding turtle on it, and it may not get me to play Fortnite, but I will die for this turtle. That is all. So if you're playing Fortnite, look out for this coming soon. More news in older games. 2 years later, Starfield looks set to actually let you fly from one place to another, though not quite like No Man's Sky. So, however, one bright spot on the horizon appears to be Bethesda finally adding the highly requested ability to travel in your spaceship from one planet to another, rather than what happens now as you load up a loading screen to enter orbit, and from there, load up another loading screen to get where you're going. Fragments of code uncovered by Starfield fans now suggest Bethesda has a more streamlined experience in the works, though potentially some caveats. While you may be able to travel between planets within the same system, fans say it looks like you won't be able to fly all the way between systems. Oh, and you also won't be able to fly directly from a planet's surface into orbit like No Man's Sky. Oh well, at least it's something. I have not touched this game since I beat it. It was the most 7 out of 10 game I've ever played in my life. A lot of good things in it, but it was just so mid. So 7 out of 10 for me. So, but I'm glad, just like No Man's Sky, I'm glad they're adding to it for the people that are still playing it. Next up, I don't play World of Warcraft, but again, I picked this for the headline. It says, great news, you can finally lean against the wall like an edgelord in World of Warcraft. Apparently, if you can see this for the video version, apparently you can now stand up against a wall with like one leg on the wall and sort of leaning there while you're away from the keyboard. I guess this has been a big thing that World of Warcraft people have been begging for. But yeah, it's just funny that this is now a big thing. God bless when games get so deep into like their life cycle that little things like this is what makes the audience great. But yeah, so now you can lean against a wall in World of Warcraft if you're playing it. Yeah, so final story here. I know this is a little fast, but I've been streaming most of the day, so I'm kind of losing my voice a bit. I don't know if you can hear that. So I'm going to try and get out of here before I fully lose it. But our final story is a sad one. I know you've heard me talk about the Fantasy Girl horse racing game, Unomusume Pretty Derby. Well, one of the horses, because they were all based on real horses, like their names at least. One of the champion racehorses, Grass Wonder, has passed away. Grass Wonder, one of the real life racehorses that inspired a character in Unomusume Pretty Derby, passed away on August 8th at age 30, and it prompted an outpouring of condolences from fans of the Horse Girl franchise. The stallion Grass Wonder is one of the real life Japanese racehorses side games turned into a character for Pretty Derby and games. There's a Pretty Derby anime? Okay, I didn't know that. I completely glossed over that part of the sentence. As all characters are anime girls with equine ears and tails, Grass Wonder also got a sex change. In the Pretty Derby universe, Grass Wonder is a friendly but determined girl who grew up in America but loves Japanese culture, echoing how the real horse was an American bred but trained in Japan. The character's light brown hair and white with a white dot at the front mimics the horse's chestnut coat with the white star marking. So, rest in peace, Grass Wonder. You got to be famous for something you don't even know about. This game just keeps it gets weirder and weirder. But yeah, so that'll do it. like I said, I apologize for a quick podcast here. There wasn't any big stories to really talk long about, and we got Podcast Prime coming up in about a, what does it be? Not this week, next week. Actually, it might not be this week. No, it's usually the third week, which would be next Friday. So, and we'll have more stuff to talk about there. But I am losing my voice because I've been streaming all day. So I'm gonna leave it at that. We got a good about 40 minutes or so, a little under 40, on this. So once again, house cleaning up front. Streaming schedule, getting more solidified as I'm sort of feeling out how I want to stream. So Mondays are retro night. We're still playing through the Mega Mans and any games that come through the book club. Thursdays is Tom's Nights. Friday is Friday Night Lights. It's NCAA football for the time being, but may change to other things. But that's like an open night, sort of. And Saturday and Sunday are going to be the games I really want to stream. Right now it's Death Stranding 2. It'll be Trails in the Sky after I beat Death Stranding 2. It'll be Neo Fantasian after that. And maybe Metal Gear. It's gonna be multiple streams in those days. And we're just gonna play through things over that period instead of having a set day. Saturday, Sunday is gonna be my big streaming day. So just be on the lookout for that. And also Extra Life, you'll be getting more notice soon. That'll be sometime in November, but I want to get everybody heads out there because it is our 10th anniversary for doing it. Been a long time doing this, and we're going to try to have some kind of celebration for it. Get us all together again in person. So, yeah, that'll do it for the news hour. Thank you all for joining me, and if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on your podcast services, I will see you tonight for Mega Man 2. If you're watching this live, I will see you. I'll probably see you also on Monday. But, yeah, be sure to go back and check some of the archives. There's some good stuff that happened in Death Stranding today. So, all right. Thank you, Goat. Thank you, everybody else that was here. And we'll see you next time. Bye.